Hi, Dr. Davis. It is a little windy out here, but I decided to do my presentation out into the open. I chose to do my service learning project at Oscar Scheer Park. I work with Vince Hernandez, who was an amazing person who took me all the way through Oscar Scheer Park looking for invasive species. And I made a poster board that answers all the questions of my service learning project, and I'm getting bitten by an ant. Oh my God. Okay, so what did I do for the service learning project? At Oscar Scheer, I went through and removed Australian Melaleuca and Brazilian pepper. Those two are one of the most threatening, nasty plants there are in Florida. They planted Melaleuca actually to dry up wetlands, and now it's out of control. But in Oscar Scheer, it's not so bad because they really work very hard in land management to remove them. And the Brazilian pepper is actually everywhere, but they really work hard to get it done. Why did I choose this project? Invasive species are a huge threat to Florida's landscape, and I have such a passion for keeping our natural world and ensuring that our ecosystems are healthy. You know, we only have one Florida, and we have to really protect it. And how does this relate to my major? This relates to my major in a huge way. A healthy environment is the only way an individual has health. And a healthy environment is fresh water, food, shelter. Well, invasive species destroy that. And so in order for an individual to have health, you have to have a healthy environment, and that's removing all invasive species. That's what I did. What is the mission of the organization? Oscar Scheer their mission is to ensure that they have the best environment for the scrub jay. That is one of the most threatened species in Florida besides the panther. And they have a huge flatwood scrub palms in there that they keep very healthy to ensure that there is optimal nesting. It's very cool back there. They have all sorts of plants, including wild blueberries. That was really cool. I almost got to eat one, but Vince said probably not because it tasted really bad. Right here I have a picture of the Brazilian pepper, and it illustrates the huge problem that we have. They have these tiny little berries, and one berry can drop off and plant. I mean, it is an amazing plant. It can plant anywhere. Here's the Melaleuca. The Melaleuca it looks harmless, but that actually will destroy an entire ecosystem. It hoards water, and in hoarding water, it destroys everything else. Here, these were the most amazing people ever. These were Canadians who came down. They were graduate students who have a passion for in the environment, and they were doing a learning project to remove invasives, and they chose Oscar Scheer. Well, I have them holding a Melaleuca plant, and one of them is punching it. He had the most character of the entire group. He was awesome. They were cool. It was fun to work with them. Right here, we're chipping the Melaleuca into mulch, and the mulch is very excellent because it keeps other species out. It's really neat. It's one of the few mulches that actually is a deterrent to pests. Understanding sustainability and my connection to the natural world, Oscar Scheer and their land management strategies is amazing. They are like Corkscrew. They have the same kind of land management policies. They have controlled burns, where they use cold fire to remove all the fuel, what they call it, or dried plants, so that it doesn't have a huge forest fire. They have sustainable water systems where 90% of all the water in the park, just like Corkscrew, is reused. Just like Corkscrew having the largest wood stork population, Oscar Scheer has the largest scrub jay population, and they protect them. Right here is Vince, He is the guy I worked with. He is in full gear that day. He said he was sweating like there was no tomorrow, that poor man. But he was using the herbicides that I got to mix. I felt like a mad scientist. It was cool. He's actually treating right there a Melaleuca stump. And if you don't treat them, these plants are so crazy, they will replant themselves, regrow. How did my project connect me with the natural world? Oh gosh, removing invasive species gave me the opportunity to just be able to be in the middle of nature. Just be, understand that the landscape is very, it's very fragile. And removing these invasive species returns the land to its pristine natural setting. What supports this eradication? Westbrook in 1998 explains that invasive species threatens already endangered wildlife, and it can in fact endanger or make extinct threatened species. And Leopold says it best when he explains that conservation is a step in true enlightenment of our responsibility to land. I can't read upside down, I'm sorry. What is sustainability ecological? Okay, Oscar Scheer has what they call notice of proximity to all the homeowners. In their deed, it requires them to be part of the land management, part of education, part of the solution. They have to use green materials and camouflage their buildings if they want to live anywhere near the park, and if they have invasives, they already agree to be able to remove them. In my colloquium experience, how does this tie in? This colloquium taught me so much. It made me understand how connected I really am to nature. I always felt that I was a part of nature, but colloquium showed me that I actually am an integral part of the complex web that makes up my ecosystem. I love this class. And at first I couldn't stand it. But then this project gave me the opportunity to be among nature and listen to the birds, and I've never felt so much peace or so much harmony. I am so glad I did this project, Oscar Scheer, and Vince has told me I can come back and volunteer whenever I want, which I am hoping that he'll take me back next week. So thank you for listening to me. This project was awesome, and I hope that somebody else gets the opportunity to do it here too.